Miss Dara Northern, the 2-year anniversary in which he committed this crime. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back with another video. Today's video is one of my favorite types of videos to do, and today will be a case update. I like to do case updates because it not only informs you guys of what's going on, it's also informative for me to see how these proceedings go. Today's case update will be about Miss Dara Northern, a 29-year-old from Washington, D.C., who was unfortunately shot and killed by her ex-boyfriend 2 years ago. Dara Northern had dreams, goals, aspirations, and she had the drive to match it. And that's not easy to say with a lot of people in general in Washington, D.C. Don't get it twisted. There are some success stories coming out of D.C., but I feel like you gotta leave D.C. when those blessings start to come. And I mean, it has even been people that wasn't even here when they got shot and killed. In certain circumstances, it is inevitable. In this circumstance, having a partner who is both jealous of you and envious of you is a very dangerous thing to have. Somebody who seems supportive is very different from somebody who supports you, but the minute that y'all break up, they don't want to see you happy ever again. And they take that very literally. Dara knew what she wanted out of life, and she was working hard towards it. As we know, the court proceedings are underway, and there are a lot of court dates and appearances that must happen before any type of sentence is even mentioned. 36-year-old Adrisha Falls is charged with first-degree murder while armed, possession of a firearm during a crime of violence, and unlawful possession of a firearm with a prior conviction. He had a court date July 5th, and it just so happened to be days shy of the 2-year anniversary in which he committed this crime. Mr. Falls and his attorneys requested a global plea to encompass two cases pending against him. A global plea means that the defendant resolves all pending cases at one time. A plea that resolves all of the cases, so at the very least you get the sentences to run concurrently, also in hopes of getting counts or cases dropped in return for not contesting other counts or cases. In my previous video in covering this case, I remember that there was some mentioning of an allegation of being gay, and I didn't know for sure if Mr. Falls was saying that he was being called gay, or that there were rumors that Dara was gay. I wasn't sure, right? But I now have clarification on that. According to court documents, Mr. Falls became enraged when his girlfriend turned ex-girlfriend told him that she is gay now. And from my view, this is what I can say. She could have been telling the truth about discovering that she gay. Discovering that she gay, about going gay. It's what a lot of women on the East Coast do when they've gotten their hearts broken way too many times by men. Where they start to think that if they switch to the other side, that these things won't be happening. But whole time it's like the studs and lesbians nowadays, you know, the ones that fully dress in the boy clothes and everything like that, they fully want to be boys without like transitioning. They, you know, they want to like just embody a guy. And these guys nowadays in this generation is dogs, so they try to do that too. So it's really no escaping it. But that's what they think. That's the ideology. Or she could have been telling him that in hopes that he would leave her alone. Some women do that as well. You know, that's very plausible, but it don't necessarily make a guy want to leave you alone. In toxic situations like this, you will find yourself just trying to get out of it any type of way, not really thinking about the effect and the reaction. Nonetheless, of what his reasoning was behind shooting her, it was a lot of things that he could have did besides picking up a gun and shooting somebody that you was just in a relationship with. Court documents also state that Mr. Falls is also being charged with attempted unlawful possession of contraband in a penal institution for allegedly hiding a homemade weapon under the track door of his DC jail cell. This incident happened September 12th of 2022. So addition to the 3 charges that he already acquired in 2021, he is wanting a global plea to combine the 2021 charges with the 2022 charge. A global plea would lead to a deposition on both or all cases, meaning he would have to speak about in detail on Dara Northern's murder, as well as how he acquired the gun in which he used, what could have been going down in his jail unit, or however they you know what I'm saying, cell block DC in this case. He would have to speak on all of that, which would be good. But I like to see with cases like this, because in relationships where they've been together for a few years, you done met all the family and all that, you gotta answer to them. And I hate when people, no matter the history or how much her family has helped you, how much she has helped you, how much her family has helped her help you, it's some people out there that still won't face the family with the respect that they deserve, and they won't give the answers that they deserve. It might not be what they want to hear, but if it's genuine and if it's, you know, respectful and with every ounce of remorse, I love to see that. I love to see that a person is truly remorseful and not just sad about the predicament that they are in currently. Because you got to realize that you put yourself there. Your actions put yourself there. Your anger, your rage, your not being able to fully process somebody leaving you. You got detachment issues like a motherfucker. I want him, just like I want everybody, to be mature. You know, it's not just in front of a judge, oh, you got to show that you're remorseful, you got to show that you care. Really care. Because what you did affected so many people. Her parents can't have grandchildren from that child. You know, that's something deep to have to really like deal with and come to terms with. It wouldn't be easy for me, so I can't even imagine how they feel. A important thing to note about this case update is the trial has not began. In my opinion, it might not be a trial, and I'll tell you why. The date is set for May 6th of 2024, but in late September, which is right around the corner, both parties, the prosecution and the defense, will reconvene to make a decision about the global pleas. So there might not even be a trial if they can come to an agreement about combining all of the charges and making it run concurrently. And Mr. Falls may not want to go to trial. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's best not to. But that shouldn't mean that you won't have to hear the mother's pain and what she's been through for these last 2 years without her child. That would mean that you wouldn't have to hear any of those victim impact statements or what have you. And I want that to be a part of the deposition as well, since we talking. I get all of the updates on this when there has been a new court proceeding. I get all of the updates on this to my email, so y'all will be seeing me in late September talking about this. What I will say is it's a lot of people that are fighting personal demons in the District of Columbia, me being one of them. You know, some of my days aren't as sunny as I would hope within my mind, so I feel like growing as far as age goes, sometimes I do have to take that time out to really reset my mind so that my mood doesn't transfer onto others, in hopes of inviting blessings in. It's your girl B Octavia. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see y'all very soon.
Update.
This is a continuance on Dara Northern's case update. I am truly invested in this case and seeing where it goes. With a woman with so many dreams and hopes, the willingness to chase it and to experience the ups, the downs, and just go through it, you know, will truly be missed in this world full of people who are so afraid to be great. It is after September 22nd. As I said, there was a hearing that took place then. So I will tell you guys what happened in this most recent court proceeding. So I'm coming on here to tell you guys that the murder suspect, now 36 years old, his name is Adrisha Falls. He has rejected the plea offer made by prosecutors in connection to his ex-girlfriend's murder. So, just as a reminder, he is charged with first-degree murder while armed in a bias-related hate crime, plus 2 other charges for his alleged involvement in this murder. A lot of people are going to be like, hate crime, but remember, once something is discussed as far as, oh, I'm gay now, and he then shoots her, it's not just a crime, it's a hate crime. Police and the FBI and what have you have gotten really serious about that in the last few years. So, for me, you know, with knowing the facts of the case and what has been stated in court, it makes sense. So moving on from that, you know, he rejected the plea deal, and the plea deal that prosecutors offered would have had him plead guilty to 1 count of second-degree murder while armed in exchange for a dismissal of all of the other charges, meaning the hate crime is off the table, which carries a lot of time, a substantial amount of time that you could get in addition to committing a crime. Committing a hate crime, it just brings a whole nother amount of years that you just don't want, okay? As well as the 2 other charges in relation to this crime and the charge that he acquired while he was locked up. It was a contraband charge. So, that would take all of that off the table if he pleads guilty, which he rejected it. So he want to take this to trial, but what he's saying is he was being very persistent about, you know, his right to a speedy trial. But with so much evidence, it would be speedy, but I don't think it would be in your favor. Like, I hope his lawyer told him that, but it could be one of those, you know, hired by the state, pro bono, what have you. A lawyer that you're not paying for. So, he might not relay that to you, but it's like, if you're not going to take the stand in your own defense And if you don't have witnesses in your favor, etc., it's going to be really hard to dispute what prosecutors have. Prosecutors have witnesses. Prosecutors have a lot of evidence, as well as things that you have said in court to detectives, while being interrogated. Things to that nature that add up to you doing it. And why you want to drag it out, I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but in most cases, you get a lot more time if you take it to trial and you have so much evidence against you. To me, it gives a sense of a lack of remorse, yeah, but it gives a sense of being cocky, and nobody in his position should be cocky. With there not being any other people that the police is looking at and other people that this may point to, other lovers, nothing, it's given that you're very cocky, but for what, I don't know. Sitting in a jail cell, for so long in DC jail and shit like that wouldn't have me cocky at all. The remorse, it has to come from a genuine place, though. So if you don't feel that, that's him, and that's something that he's going to have to talk to God about.